Misdreavus was the only new ghost type added in Generation 2. It gives him options to using the Gengar line. That being said, my name is K-Mully, and today we figure out if I can beat Pokemon Emeralds with only Misdreavus. Misdreavus has an 85 in special attack, special defense, and speed. Everything else is 60 across the board. Its ability Levitate makes it immune to ground type moves. That's pretty useful since ground type is physical in this game, and our physical defense isn't the best. Level up moves aren't super stellar. Only attacking move is Sideway, which deals random damage. Most of the early run is going to be similar to my Spoink run. Confuse Ray and Astonish will be nice for trolley strategies. Unfortunately, Ghost is physical in Generation 3, so our moves won't be as strong. TMs are slightly better. Calm Mind can boost our special attack and defense and benefit Thunderbolt. We get Shadow Ball pretty late into the adventure, but it'll be our strongest Ghost type move. Besides that, not much type diversity. I'm writing the script before I begin the challenge. I feel as though Norman and Sydney might take a few attempts. The rules are simple. Only Misdreavus in battle. I can use other Pokemon for HMs, but they can't fight. No using items in battle except for held items, and no glitches or exploits. Using the universal Pokemon randomizer, I place Trico with Misdreavus so that our rival will have Torchic. In this game, it doesn't really matter what our rival picks. I nicknamed it Locomos after Legend of Zelda Spirit Track since it's a ghost. Our nature is quirky, which does nothing. First rival fight, and we have Ember, Rock Throw, Smog, and Yawn. Pound is nothing on us, and Rock Throw, while inaccurate, chips away its health. Our attack keeps getting dropped, so I go for a Smog and attempt poisoning it. First challenge is actually the first non-rival trainer of the game, Youngster Calvin. His only Pokemon is Poochyena, which we need to grind to level 7 and learn Astonish. A weak ghost type move, but the only thing that can deal damage. I don't have a recording of it, but the Aqua Grunt in the forest provides the same example. Roxanne is up first and leads with Geodude. I start with Astonish for some chip damage. Sideway is still random damage, so we just need to get lucky that it makes contact and deals enough damage. Rock Tomb lowers our speed and deals massive damage, so it's just a matter of luck. Alrighty, quick rundown of Brawly's team. He uses Bulk Up to raise his attack and defense. None of his Pokemon have attacks that can even effective. Every single move is fighting, with the exception of Minotite having Light Screen and Reflect. So it's a matter of Sidewave connecting with his team for super effective damage. Ghost types really are a trolley early game. May's team has some actual bulk now. Because of how unreliable Sideway is, I go for Confuse Ray and Astonish. It's not perfect, but we can deal some damage more frequently. Winkle has Supersonic, so it's a back and forth of confusing each other. Lombraze has Astonish, but it doesn't really do that much damage. Last is her Combuskin, and all it does is set a Focus Energy before you finish it off with Sidewave. Before taking on Watson, I go back to Slateport to grab a Harbor Mail. A woman in Mauville will trade us a coin case for it. In the game corner, we can pick up the team for Thunderbolt, a 90-powered electric move. We do get Shockwave from Watson, that is 60% power and can't miss, but this is going to be much stronger. Having both may be useful later on. Wait for Side Beam and Astonish for Thief. Voltorb and Electrike go down easily to Side Beam. I equipped a Cherry Berry so that we can heal once Magneton uses Thunder Wave on us. Once we use up our berry, then I can steal the Citrus Berry off of Manectric, allowing us to one-shot it without it healing. Alrighty, time to hit the slopes on an active volcano! That should be the new tagline for Mount Chimney, honestly. First Maxi fight. Biggest threat is his Mightyena. Our only attacking move is Thief, which doesn't do much damage even when boosted by the black glasses. My plan is hope it can do enough damage to itself being confused and finish off with Astonish. Zubat is next and goes down easily to Side Beam. His Ace's camera up and honestly can't do much against us. We have Levitate for our ability, so ground types do nothing. Our special defense is good, so fire moves are minimum. It's just a matter of how many Side Beams can bring it down. Flannery is super annoying. Her Numble and Slugma are pretty weak and be do shot with Side Beam each. Her camera up spams Overheat, which drops the special attack. It also has Attract, which made me miss 5 times in my previous attempt. Since we weren't feeling the love this battle, I was able to 2-shot it. Last is Torkoal, and it has a White Herb to restore a special attack after it uses Overheat. We tank an Overheat and finish it off with Side Beam. Time for the classic Boy Destroys Dad in a game designed for 10-year-olds. Being only normal type means that he can't do anything to us. Spinnet confuses with Teeter Dance, but only stalls the inedible. Vigoroth ends up knocking itself while confused. His Slacking is Fan Attack, but it can only move every other turn due to Truant. We steal its Citrus Berry and wait for a combination of Confuse Ray and Scythe Wave to slowly bring down its massive health. Last is Lanoon, and 2 Side Beams brings it down. The next May fight is pretty easy. Her entire team gets taken out with a single Side Beam each. I'm thinking about teaching Thunderbolt over Spite. We can always relearn from the move tutor, but right now it's not doing much for us. Okay, real quick, I want to show why Thunderbolt is better for this gym. Leona has a Skarmory just like this trainer. Side Beam and Thief do not do that much damage against this one, and hers is at a much higher level. Like I predicted, the Winona battle is shockingly easy. Her entire team is weak to Electric, especially with Pelipper being Water and Flying type. Her Altaria is always tricky to deal with. She'll have its spam Dragon Dance boosting its attack and speed. For this run, that's not bad as Dragon Breath is special and Earthquake can't touch us. It still gets off a Dragon Dance, and after I confuse it with Confuse Ray. At the end, we try learning Grudge, which is basically Spite, but we faint from it. While chasing down Team Aqua, we make our way to Mount Pyre. Here we get the team for Shadow Ball, which is an 80 power ghost type that has a chance to lower special defense. We also get the Lax Incense, which lowers our opponent's accuracy. Round 2 against Maxi. Thunderbolt is our counter to Mightyana's dark typing. Next is Crobat, and either Thunderbolt or Psybeam will do the same job. Last is Camera Up, and is quite bulky, being able to survive a Psybeam. It goes for Earthquake, but our ability negates it. We keep getting it to yellow health, which causes Maxi to spam super potions. Eventually, he runs out of potions and we win. Our next gym is a double battle, so I catch a Magikarp that will get taken out on the first turn. For this fight, I completely forgot that I just got Shadow Ball, so I did some attempts with using Thief. I almost made it all the way. My usual plan for dealing with the twins is making sure that both Solrock and Lunatone are not on the field at the same time. All of their Pokemon in Misdreavus have Levitate, so no one's taking damage from Earthquake. Xadu and Claydol will set up with Calm Mind and Sunny Day so that Lunatone and Solrock can sweep. Claydol and Lunatone will also try using Hypnosis to put me asleep. Shadow Ball is Stab and super effective on Psychic type, so everyone goes down in one shot. Alright, so this is the only time that we fight Archie. His team is exactly the same as Maxi, except that he has Sharpedo instead of Camera. It goes without saying that his Crobat and Mightyana got taken down with Thunderbolt like Maxi's. Sharpedo is not immune to electric, so Thunderbolt can sweep through his entire team. While we have this breathtaking cinematic playing right here, you should follow me on Twitter for updates on videos and streams. Also TikTok as well, since that's been helping my channel grow over the past few months. Last gym in Juan's team is an easy sweep with Thunderbolt. Wishcat survives the Shadow Ball since it's immune to Thunderbolt, and we get the special defense drop. It uses Amnesia to bring it back to normal though. If you want to see me struggle taking down Wishcast, then check out my previous run. I define a way to beat one with only Magcargo. His Kinkara is last and survives with Thunderbolt, and since it's part Dragon, that makes sense why it's not a one-shot. It tries going for an Ice Beam, but it misses due to my Lax Incense. The Wally fight is actually not a sweep to my surprise. Altaria survives Thunderbolt and goes for a Dragon Dance. It made no difference as we are still faster and took it out with Thunderbolt. Delcatty is sent out and tanks our Psybeams. It still gets confused, which is awesome, and hits itself into red health. Wally heals with a Hyper Potion, and this repeats itself again. Roselia is easy work with Psybeam, but Magneton puts up a fight. Shadow Ball can 3-shot it, but heals whenever it's in red. We can drop its special defense a few times before it confuses us with Supersonic. We break through each of them, bringing it down. Last is Ace Gardevoir, and we send it to the Shadow Realm with Shadow Ball. I wish this was a very nice way to start off the Elite Four, but no. I knew Sydney was going to be awful, and this proves it. Mightyana leads and cuts her attack with Intimidate, making Shadow Ball do less damage. It can survive Thunderbolt on just 1 HP, so it can get off a nasty crunch on us. Cacturn is there to drop our speed with Cotton Spore. With her speed drops, Shiftry can spam Double Team and Torment, making it untouchable. We can barely land a single attack, causing us to lose. Using all the rare candies I picked up throughout the adventure, I try again. This time, Thunderbolt is strong enough to one-shot. Thunderbolt can now 2-shot Cacturn, letting it only drop our speed once. Shiftry, I just keep using Shadow Ball and hope for the stat drop. It uses Swagger, which boosts our attack while confusing us. We land a now juiced up Shadow Ball and take it out. Crawdon is next, and we snap out of confusion and take it down. Last is Absol, and it goes for a Sword Stance. Thunderbolt brings it to just under red and paralyzes it. It heals and tries going for Rock Slide, which it misses. Now that we have Shadow Ball, Phoebe's ghost Pokemon are much easier to deal with. Her team revolves around using Curse to lower our HP at the end of every turn. Since we can't switch out, that puts a time limit of how long we can last before feigning. Dusclops spins the first few turns using Protect, so I just waste a few Confuse Rays. Shadow Ball is able to take it out, plus her 2 Bandits and other Dusclops. Last is Sableye, and it resists Shadow Ball, so I go for Thunderbolt. It lives with 1 HP, and it does heal next turn. Another Thunderbolt brings it again to 1 HP, and it goes for Nightshade. Nightshade is interesting as it only deals damage based on the user's level, so not much damage it can do against us. Shadow Ball wraps up the fight for us. There isn't a whole lot to say about Glacier's team. Her Sealer are part water, which is super effective against Thunderbolt. Her Glalie is more defensive, and so I use a combination of Psyway and Shadow Ball. It does have Crunch, which is super effective against us, but it doesn't end up mattering since it does little damage. The first one gets off an Icy Wind, which lowers our speed. The second one sets a Hail and gets taken out with the Psybeam and a Thunderbolt combo. Her ace is Wall Rain and isn't much of a threat. 1 Thunderbolt is more than enough to finish it off. Drake follows a similar strategy as Phoebe. His Shelgon was spend the first few turns using Protect and Stalling. Psybeam brings it down to yellow and it misses with Rock Tomb. Flygon is next and it gets special defense dropped with Shadow Ball. It can't use Earthquake against us, so it opts for Flamethrower, which deals under 30 damage. Salamence is brought out, cutting our attack with its ability. This thing is a beast, so I do my best to confuse it in case Thunderbolt can't one-shot it. We get lucky with the critical Shadow Ball and bring it down with 1 shot. Next is Altaria and it spams Dragon Dance. Thunderbolt isn't able to one-shot it, so we take some damage to his powered-up Aerialates. After a while, we manage to pull through and deflate that cloud. Last is Kingdra, and it gets paralyzed from Thunderbolt and is unable to move. 1 more Thunderbolt wins us the fight. Alrighty folks, it's time for the champion battle. As a Water-type trainer, his team is essentially an easy sweep with Thunderbolt. There are a few exceptions however. Tentacruel is able to revive with Thunderbolt and get off a Toxic. Toxic deals more damage to us at the end of every turn. To counter that, I give Misdreavus a Pecha Berry in case it lands Toxic. Wishcash is able to tank multiple Shadow Balls and Side Beams. Every time we get a red health, it'll heal in the next turn. We get a special defense drop at least once, which helps. His ace is Milotic and is strong enough to survive with Thunderbolt. Our special defense is high enough that we can tank a Surf with 13 HP. Next turn we outspeed and become the champion. Oh wait, you thought the video was over? Nope. We have an optional battle against Steven Stone. Technically yes, we won the challenge, but we gotta see how well we do against the previous champ. He leads with Skarmory that sets up with Spikes and Toxic. I replace Confuse Ray for Calm Mind. I set up Calm Mind 4 times before taking out Skarmory with Thunderbolt. His ace is Metagross and has Shadow Ball which can one-shot us. Our special attack is boosted enough to one-shot it. Credeli survives with Thunderbolt but gets paralyzed. Ancient Power leaves us with 29 HP but we take it out with another Thunderbolt. Claydol is immune to Thunderbolt but is no match for Shadow Ball. Aggron and Armano is last and both go down to Thunderbolts. This was a fun challenge to do and I'm glad I was able to do it in Emerald. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and follow my social media listed down below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you back next time.